We're having fun. I thought I peeked out already, but I did not. We're good. What's up? This is a podcast. We're having fun. I'm Mark. Hi.
Hi, I'm Krista.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. What's up, y'all? We're back. We're here, and we're doing it all up.
Yep.
I don't know.
Sure.
All right. News. Any news? What news?
I don't know.
I don't think we have any news.
I don't think so.
I don't remember anything groundbreaking happening this week.
No.
That I can remember. All right. Well, then I guess we can just get into it then.
I guess so.
And we're going to be talking She-Hulk.
Attorney at law.
Attorney at law. Yeah. We were feeling a little weird about it with the trailers. Kind of mixed.
Yeah.
But, feeling okay about it. I heard on a podcast that Tatiana Maslany was on. Mm-hmm. It was Comedy Bang Bang. Mm-hmm. And she had been on a previous episode that I had listened to called Scott Hasn't Seen, where they watched... What'd they watch? I don't know. They might have watched like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But she was on there, and they're trying to make a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and they want her as Shredder, call her She-Shredder. Oh my gosh. And then, now she's She-Hulk. And then at another episode, they were like, give us a scoop. What's exclusive? What are you going to do? And she said something about like, she's going to be singing. It's going to be a musical. Oh. And she was going to sing It's Not Easy Being Green and stuff. And apparently like the media like picked up on it and were reporting it like, there's going to be a musical episode. She said there would be.
Oh, no, like it was a real thing instead of just comedy bit.
So get ready. It's gonna happen. So that was exciting. I didn't know that actually made the news, but yeah. That was my She-Hulk news for the week.
Okay.
But we actually got to see the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened?
Well, okay. I did hear that it has been that the show has been review bombed, of course.
Of course.
Because, can't have a female
women.
Lead in a Marvel project without it getting review bombed, but whatever.
It's the worst. People are the worst.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, I didn't take a lot of notes for it.
Yeah, me neither.
It starts off, she's getting ready to present, like, closing arguments or whatever. Mm-hmm. Or she's getting ready to go to the courtroom. And she's with her best friend, whose name I don't remember.
Like Nikki or
Nikki, that sounds about right.
Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that?
I don't remember. Kiki?
I can't remember. I feel like Nikki sounds right, but...
Maybe.
I don't know. We haven't really met very many of the characters so far.
We didn't spend a lot of time with her.
Yeah, so she's about to leave, and then she goes back into her office, and then she, like, immediately breaks the fourth wall, and she's like, okay, so here's what's happening.
Yeah, it's that old trope.
Yeah, so she, like...
Bet you wonder how I got here.
Yeah, exactly. Which is funny, because we just watched Sonic, also.
Yeah.
And it kind of started off the same way. I was like...
That's me, Sonic.
Okay. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Yeah, so it kind of starts off that way. And we have a little flashback. She's going on a road trip with her cousin, Bruce.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise known as the Hook. The Hulk.
It's like the one. Yes, the Hulk. He is there. They're cousins. They're going on a road trip.
They're cousins. Identical cousins. Kinda. When they Hulk.
When they Hulk a little, yeah, I guess. I wouldn't say identical, but
anyway,
whatever.
I don't know.
So they're going on a road trip. She's like talking about Captain America, asking questions, and she has a theory that shows up toward the end.
Yeah.
But they're talking about that. He looks over, and there's a bag of Cheetos with chopsticks. And he's like, what are you doing? Why do you have chopsticks in this? And she's like, so you don't get Cheeto dust on your fingers.
Yeah. Which
is funny because the first person who showed anybody this method of eating Cheetos, Oscar Isaac.
Oh, really?
There's like a picture of him eating Cheetos with cheese sticks.
With cheese sticks? Man,
now that's the way to
That's the next level right there.
With chopsticks. And so they're like, is that a nod to Oscar Isaac?
Oh, man, I don't know.
And of course, I saw a tweet where somebody was like, they told me Moon Knight was going to show up in this, and that was it. Like,
this is the best we got for you.
Here you go. Here's a little nod to Oscar Isaac. But that's all you get. Then they're still traveling down the road, and suddenly a spaceship shows up out of nowhere.
It's a Sakaran ship, which is the planet he went to in Thor Ragnarok.
Where the
Grandmaster.
I was like, I wanted to call him the Game Master for some reason. I'm like, that. I know that's not right.
Probably somebody. There's probably a Game Master.
Probably, yeah. Where the Grandmaster was the Trash Planet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it just shows up and she freaks out and drives off the road. They start flipping. There's like a bag of Cheetos just flying everywhere.
Yeah, they did a kind of slow motion getting out.
Yeah, and
we don't know why that ship was there yet.
No, it doesn't explain it.
And it doesn't like come back in this episode.
No, it's not there again.
They're not worried about it or anything.
No, they're just like, well, I guess they just show up occasionally.
That's how it is.
So she drags herself out of the car and goes over to find...
Oh, he also has a device he made that keeps the Hulk under control. Mm-hmm. So he's Bruce Banner still.
Yes, he's his normal self. Mm-hmm. So she crawls out of the car. It's flipped over. She goes over to where he is. She
gets cut on some glass, too.
Yeah, and she goes over to where he's stuck, like his seatbelt still has him belted in, basically. Mm-hmm. So gets him out of there, but unfortunately, when that happens, he's injured too, and some of his blood drips onto her open wound.
Blood, Gross. Which is similar, I guess, to the comics. Because
in the comics, she gets like a transfusion.
She gets a blood transfusion.
Right? Yeah.
I think because she was in a wreck, maybe.
I think so.
So, yeah.
Kind of similar.
Kind of similar. Yeah. So, probably easier.
So, anyway, she immediately turns into the Hulk.
Yeah.
Into She-Hulk.
Like she gets like a drop, I feel like.
But, I mean...
That stuff is potent.
But in like the original, like in The Incredible Hulk that we already watched...
That's true. Yeah.
It gives people like gamma radiation.
That is true.
So, just that one little drop in the drink.
Yep.
So...
That's true.
There we go. I mean, I guess they're still staying.
They're consistent.
Yeah, they're staying true to it. So she hulks out. She runs off and into the woods.
I tried to hold it back. I tried so hard.
Just go ahead and do it.
Into the woods.
There you go. So she runs off. She wakes up, I guess, later, and she's back to her normal self.
Yeah.
She wanders off into, like, a bar, I guess. I think it was a bar.
Yeah.
She goes into the ladies' room. All these people try to give her a makeover.
It's like group of ladies.
Yeah, it's like, okay. And then she walks out.
Like, we got you.
She's waiting for her ride. Or because I guess she calls Bruce.
Yeah.
So she's waiting for him to show up, and then these guys come out and start going like, "Hey, pretty lady," and all this stuff, and she's like,
being the worst.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah.
You
wouldn't like it when you mess with me.
Exactly. So she ends up hulking out and beating him up.
Well, no, Hulk runs in and tackles her as soon as she hulks out.
Well,
she screams at him.
She's gonna beat him up.
Yeah.
But doesn't get a chance. Mm-hmm. I must have looked down for like 2 seconds and that happened. I don't know.
How dare you.
I'm sorry.
Non-stop action.
Bruce takes her to Mexico?
I guess. Mexico. I don't remember exactly. It's like his own little private beach location.
Yeah, he's got his little cabin, and he's got a bar next to the beach.
A little tiki bar. Mm-hmm. He's got a lab there.
Yep, and so he's gonna do some experiments. He's gonna find out what's going on with her, basically.
Yeah.
And he starts calling himself Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I didn't call myself that. That's what people call me. I'm like, no, you're Professor Hulk. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's probably just something he called himself.
I mean, it would have to be, right?
Probably. It's like, or maybe Tony called him because they build it all together.
Yeah.
Maybe at some time he's like, pretty smart, Hulk. Did you say Smart Hulk? I'll take it.
So then they just have like a lot of training. He's trying to train her to I guess not Hulk out.
Yeah, because he's assuming that she's going to be just like him, basically.
Him. Yeah, and she's not.
No, she can pretty much. She's still herself when she turns into the She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. She has her wits about her. It's not 2 different people.
Yeah.
She's just her. So he's like, the heck, man.
It took me like 10 years to figure this out. And you did it like immediately.
She can control it pretty well. Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I want to go back to doing my thing. And he's like, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
They go back. Yeah. They get into a big fight. They accidentally destroy the bar. And it was, the bar that he built with Tony. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh no, my bar. And so she stays and helps him fix it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, but I do need to go.
Yeah.
I have a life outside of this. I can't be here like you, just hidden away from the world.
Yep.
So she's like, because I also have student loans and I need to pay this off, so I need to go back to work.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
he's kind of sad about that.
Yeah.
He thinks there's more they need to do.
Yeah, but she goes back. She goes back to lawyering. Or lawyering, because I heard lawyer and I heard lawyer both said in there. And, and now I don't know which is correct. Because I'm like, one of them I know has to be like a southern version of saying it, but maybe. I don't know which one.
I don't know. So, Tatiana's from Canada, and I don't know where Mark Ruffalo's from. I don't know why I keep saying his name weird.
I don't know either. But it was some other random guy that said lawyer, because I was like,
I don't know.
I don't know which one is which now. I'm like, which one is the way most people say it? I don't know.
Southern lawyer.
See, that's why I want to say that lawyer is southern, the southern way.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Let us know how you say it.
Exactly. So, she goes back. The flashback is over. She goes in.
She's like, all right, origin story done. Now it's a lawyer show.
Yeah, exactly. So she gets up there. She's gonna make her closing statement or whatever, and then random person just breaks into the courtroom. It doesn't say who it is. No. It doesn't say why they're there.
No.
Just randomly jumps in there, jumps through the wall, and she has to turn into her Hulk form.
Yeah.
Takes her down. And then she's like, okay, turns back into her normal self. She's like, I'm ready to make my closing statement now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that person was Jamila.
Jamil.
Yeah. She's playing Titania.
Okay.
So, we'll see what happens.
So, what is her deal?
She's a big, strong lady. How'd she get her powers? I think it was during Secret Wars. I don't remember exactly. I feel like she was with, like, Molecule Man for a while. Yeah, it's nothing really that important. She battles She-Hulk a lot.
I just mainly wanted to know what her...
She's real strong.
Yeah, what her superpower was.
Yeah, she's big and strong.
So, like the Hulk.
Yeah. You got... Really, if you have any Hulk villain, it's either got to be somebody real strong and probably hulked. Or somebody really smart and in some kind of big battle suit or something. I don't know. Or has a robot that's really strong. But, yeah. So, that's her. So, we'll see. What did you think of that first episode?
There wasn't much to it.
Oh, and there was
a lot of training montage kind of stuff.
That's true. There was a after credits.
There was.
What was it?
It was was Captain America, did he die a virgin?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot.
Yeah. Because she has this theory that he died a virgin.
Yeah. Because he was battling all the time. All right. So, you thought there was a lot of training.
Yeah.
Did the CGI bother you?
There were moments when it did.
Yeah.
Like when she would talk when she was in her Hulk form.
Yeah.
There was something about, I don't know if they just made her, if they were like doing a motion cap thing and making her do her mouth movements more pronounced or something, because it's kind of what it looked like. Yeah. So I don't know if that's what happened or what, but I was like, normal mouths don't move quite like that. But okay.
Yeah. It just seemed just like not quite realistic enough, or too realistic. I don't know which way it is.
I feel like it wasn't quite realistic enough.
Yeah. But there was one time where she did like a flying kick and it just kind of looked weird. I think it was when she was fighting Hulk. So it's just, but I still kind of liked the show. I thought there was a lot of comedy. It was kind of fun.
Yeah. I laughed a pretty good bit on it.
Yeah.
And I do want to keep watching it. So
me too, yeah.
It's piqued my interest enough that I want to keep watching. Hopefully it'll get better. I
think I'll get used to the CGI.
Yeah,
to where
probably.
It doesn't bother me too much. I feel like I was kind of there during that episode.
Yeah. There's something about her hair, too, that her hair doesn't move like actual hair does or something.
Yeah.
Which I guess it's hard to do hair like CGI anyway.
Yeah, it is, apparently.
It doesn't really there's not really a lot for the Hulk to worry about because he has short hair.
Right.
So...
Well, I don't even know why, because whenever she goes Hulk, her hair grows. Why are you even doing that? Just keep her hair. Use her hair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they want to look like the comic or something.
Maybe. Because it's like long and straight or got like a little bit of a wave kind of thing. It's like a Veronica Lake looking kind of hairdo.
Yeah.
And then, her normal human self, she's got like...
It's like curly everywhere.
Yeah. I like her hair like that,
do
though.
too.
I think it's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
So we'll see how the next one goes. I'm interested. It's better than... that first trailer made me think it was going to be. Yeah,
I didn't like that first trailer. The second one was better. And a lot of the stuff from the second trailer was in this one, too. Because the second trailer had a lot with the Hulk.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of afraid. I'm kind of a little bit worried that the rest of the show is going to be more like the first trailer. And I'm going to be like, oh, I really don't want to see her like on dating apps and stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't really appeal to me.
Weird.
But I don't know.
Well, don't worry. The rest of it's going to be musical. From here on. It'll be great. Well, speaking of musicals.
Well, wait. We didn't talk about the other thing that we watched. We watched I Am Groot.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we watched that, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it was only like 5 episodes. Yeah. And they're very short.
They're like 5 minutes apiece.
I really was annoyed at how they have them on Disney Plus, though.
Yeah, they don't have them grouped together.
No, because like when we watched Doug... Wasn't that the dog from Up? I think it was just called Doug, the name of the show or whatever.
Pretty sure.
They had all of those grouped together in one thing, like you would normally do, and you could just go watch all of the episodes. But they're all spread out. It's like you have to...
Don't know where to start.
You can find all of them. Yeah, exactly. I didn't like that.
No, I don't know what they were thinking there.
I don't either. It's kind of like when, we were doing the Thor things too, where like the Thor roommate, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But they were all separate too.
Yeah.
It's like, just put them all together. So that you can easily find them.
Easier. Yeah.
But I don't know. Didn't like that.
Yeah. I agree.
But I mean, the episodes were fine. They're kind of cute.
They're cute. There's not much to them.
No.
They're good to put your kid in front of for 5 minutes, I guess. But
I guess, except you find out that Groot is like...
Groot can be a jerk at times.
Yeah, he can be a big jerk.
Yeah. I
was like, what are you doing,
I guess
Groot?
It is little baby
He
Groot.
is a baby, so
he was a little more aggressive and kind of a jerk then. So...
It's like, sir, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's like being mean to little bitty things.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's weird, man. Thought he killed a whole race of people.
Yeah, but no. But they were fine.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Yeah. And Rocket makes an appearance.
Yeah, there's one episode that has Rocket.
I wasn't sure if he was actually going to, but he did.
Yeah, because it showed his tail at the beginning of it. And it was like, oh, it's Rocket Tail.
Yeah.
And then he did show up at the end of it, which is cute.
Because then we saw Drax in the shower. So I was like, well, I guess everybody's just kind of be there, but not really.
We didn't see Drax in the shower.
Well, you kind of do. I mean, you don't see like all of Drax in the shower. That's not.
I don't want to see that.
Kids program. You can see your kids in front of it. You see Drax in the shower. Kids will love it.
Oh man.
No. He's behind the shower door.
Yeah, you can't actually see him.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I'd like recommend you like need to go see it, but if you just kind of want to watch something quick and nothing, and you love Groot.
Yeah, basically what we did, we were eating dinner and it was like, well, let's just go ahead and watch I Am Groot, and we got through it and probably had a little time left over.
Yeah, I think so. But credit to Vin Diesel, he came back and did the voice apparently.
He did. And also Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper too, yeah. Putting in that work.
Putting in all those I Am Groots.
Yep. Yeah. All right. We ready to move on now?
I guess so.
All right. Well, speaking of musicals earlier.
Oh, man.
This isn't really a musical, but it has a lot of music in it. Yeah. It is Some Like It Hot.
Yes.
So why are we watching this?
We're watching this because hopefully the day that this goes out, we'll see when it actually, if it actually goes out on time.
We'll try so hard.
It should be going out on my mom's birthday. Yay. And I asked my mom about a month ago. I was like, hey, what are your favorite movies? Because we're just trying to find stuff to watch for the podcast. I mean, just
No
Just
reason.
Not because I wanted to watch one specifically for your birthday or anything. But yeah, she gave me a list of a few. And I was like, oh, Some Like It Hot would be good. It would be a fun one to do. And you've never seen it.
Never seen it. Always wanted to see it. Just never have.
So that's what we watched. So happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday. This is our only gift to you. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
No, this is nice. We're nice. We're great people.
We love our moms.
I gotta move on. Anyway, Some Like It Hot. Made in 1959. Or I guess put out in 1959.
I guess so.
Marilyn Monroe.
Released in 1959.
Released in 1959.
Yes, Marilyn Monroe. Tony Curtis.
Curtis.
Itonia movie. Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon. I love Jack Lemmon.
Yeah, I do too.
He's so great.
He's great.
I really love him in this
I honestly haven't seen him in like a ton of stuff besides like Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And like The Odd Couple, stuff like that.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that version of it. Yeah, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I need to watch with him.
So, yeah, but I love him in this.
He's fun.
He's great. Yeah. Tony Curtis, don't really like as much. Yeah. But, you know, it's okay.
He's fine.
It's Jamie Lee Curtis's dad.
There you go.
I mean, we just watched a movie with her not too long ago.
We did. What did we watch?
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
True.
So
I always
here we
forget
go.
she was in there.
Yeah, so we're sticking with the Curtis movie, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Keeping it real. Mm-hmm. Keeping it Kurt. Yes.
So yeah, those are the main 3 characters. Mm-hmm. Guess we should get started with what happens.
Let's do it.
So, it takes place in Chicago in 1929. Mm-hmm. Well, the first part of it takes place in Chicago.
Right.
1929 is the middle of the Prohibition.
Yeah, date. 1929.
Exactly.
Prohibition is full swing.
And we start off with these gangsters in a car. They're in a hearse, actually.
In a hearse.
And they've got a coffin in the back. Mm-hmm. And they're going down the street, and the cops are after them.
Yep.
And the cops start shooting at them because they start speeding away.
Just right in traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
All these old movies with just shooting in traffic.
Yeah.
There's like 10 cops on this car just hanging off the side of it. It's ridiculous.
So ridiculous. So they start shooting at the gangsters. The gangsters start shooting back. There's bullet holes going everywhere.
Yeah, everybody's very, like, not that upset about being shot at. They're like looking out the windows, putting their heads
they're
out
like,
there.
oh, they're shooting. Let me just put my head right next to this glass. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, but they do manage to get away. They shoot out the headlight of the cop car, and the cop car just like
starts spinning around. What was that light controlling?
What happened?
I can't see to the left.
So they get away. They pull up to Mozzarella's funeral parlor.
What the heck, man?
Oh my gosh, why? They couldn't think of a better Italian name. Oh my goodness.
So very that time.
Yep. So the cops pull up outside though. Oh, and also once the hearse stops, they open the door and they look, and the coffin has bullet holes in it, and there's liquid coming out because they're bootlegging, of course. They've got their whiskey in there.
Yep.
Which most of it looked like it was still intact.
Fine.
So
broke a few bottles though.
Yeah. So the cops are outside waiting. They're gonna go in and raid the place. Mm-hmm. This one guy whose name I don't know if they ever say.
But
he's like the main, like he's like an FBI agent.
Yeah,
or something
he's
like
the Elliot Ness of it. Of the group.
So he's like, well, we got some info from Toothpick Charlie.
Yeah.
That this place is
so gangster.
This place is, where we need to raid. So he's like, I'm going to go in by myself, and you guys come in like so many minutes. Yeah. So it was like, all right.
5 minutes exactly.
Yeah. So he heads on in there.
Say he's a pallbearer.
Yeah. At the funeral. And so they open up a secret door, and it's a speakeasy. Mm-hmm. So he goes in there.
It is hopping.
There's dancing girls on stage. There's a band, of course.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of people in there. He sits down. He orders a drink, but they're like, we only serve coffee here. So.
You want Irish coffee?
Russian coffee. Yeah. He's like, I'll take I forget what he says.
I think he said a scotch or something.
Scotch, yeah, I think so.
With a soda chaser.
Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, obviously that's not the only thing that they serve there, because later you see that they serve buttermilk.
That is true. That's only for the boss.
I guess so. So he's sitting there.
Who drinks buttermilk?
I don't know.
That's so disgusting.
My grandpa did.
Did he? I don't understand it. Well, I feel like someone in my family did too, or does.
Well, I know my grandpa used to take cornbread and crumble cornbread in buttermilk and eat it. I would do it, but with regular milk, because it's still real gross.
I'm still not happy about this.
I haven't done it in a long time, because like the last time I ate it, I was like, this isn't good. What am I doing?
Why am I doing this? Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, he would have cornbread and buttermilk, which weird.
I mean, I've never tried it. I guess I can't say it's bad.
I've tried buttermilk.
I do not want it.
I've tried it before, only because I thought it was regular milk.
Oh, no.
And I poured it and I tried drinking it. I was like, what is this?
No.
Not what I wanted.
I think it's been so long since we had buttermilk that I can't remember what it tastes like.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what it tasted like, but I do remember I didn't like it. So he's sitting there. He gets his drink. Apparently, it's very strong, the way he reacts to it. And then here comes the boss.
Yeah.
Spats Columbo.
Spats Columbo.
He comes in. He's known for having his perfectly white spats on his shoes. This is the only time that I've ever heard of spats is in this movie.
Yeah. But when you said, I think you said, oh, he's wearing spats.
Yeah.
Like, what the
that?
heck is spats?
This is literally the only reason I know what spats are, is because of this movie. And I don't really know what they are. It's just like shoe coverings, I guess so. I don't know.
You have to polish them all the time? I don't know.
I'm like, what's the purpose? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But yeah.
What socks on the outside?
But yeah, they always have to be like perfectly clean and everything. Yep. He comes in, somebody spills coffee on it, and he gets real mad and he kicks the guy out.
I just want some more coffee.
Can somebody give me some more coffee? He's like totally drunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And we see in the band, there are two people that it focuses on. One of them is the saxophone player, and the other is the bass. Yeah. But they keep calling it like different things.
Yeah,
they call it a bass. They call it a bass fiddle. They call it something else fiddle. And I'm like, can you please choose a name for it and stick with it?
There's a lot of names for that instrument.
I guess so. But this is Joe and Jerry. Yeah. Joe is the saxophone player.
That's Tony Curtis.
Yeah, Tony Curtis, and Jack Lemmon plays Jerry, who plays the bass. They're best friends, I guess.
I guess so.
And they're in the band doing their thing, but they're talking, of course. Joe has plans to take whatever money they make there at the bar that night, and he's gonna go to the dog races, and he's gonna put all their money on Greased Lightning.
Yeah, Greased Lightning. It's got it. Inside information.
Exactly. So it's
can't lose.
All right, can't lose. And of course, Jack Lemmon's like, Greased Lightning! Which made us start singing Greased Lightning.
Of course.
So they're sitting there, and then they notice that the guy there has a badge, because he just pulls it out and starts putting it on. It's like, okay, that's not conspicuous at all.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, we should probably get out of here. So they just start packing their stuff up, and they're ready to get out.
Yep.
And of course, here come the police to raid the place. And
arrest everybody in there.
Joe and Jerry manage to get away.
Yep.
And of course, the guy comes up to Spats and is like,
"We got you, Spats.
We got you." And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "We know this is a front, and you own this place, and something about mozzarella." And he's like, "I don't know who that is."
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
How could you not know where you're at?
Exactly. Yeah. So they don't really have anything on him, I guess.
Yeah. It's like you're wasting the taxpayers' time.
Yep.
And money.
So they take everybody away. Joe and Jerry get away, of course, because they're hiding on the fire escape.
Yeah.
They get out, and they've got their coats on and everything, and Joe's like, well, I guess we could maybe hawk our coats and use that.
Because they did the bet and it lost, by the way.
Well, he's like, we can hawk our coats and do the bet with what money we get from the coats. Oh, that's right,
because they didn't get paid, right?
Because they didn't get paid because they got raided.
We could buy 10 coats.
Exactly. So, of course, what happens...
mindset.
He has a gambling problem.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens, of course, it shows them the next morning. They don't have coats. They lost all of it.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, Grease Lightning. He's like, well, we'll go get another gig, and what we make from that, we'll put on this other dog.
Yeah,
He's like,
this one
God.
I know.
The worst.
He's got issues.
So they go around. They're going to all of the like musicians' offices or whatever to see if they can find a new job.
Yeah, it's nice that they're all located in the same place.
Yeah, the same building. They can just like knock on the door. Is there any jobs for us? Nope. Yep. Okay, well, see you later. So they go through. One of them, the last one that they go into, there's a lady there who...
Nellie.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Nellie was supposed to go out on a date with Joe. Mm-hmm. And he stood her up. And he's like...
mad.
And he's like, no, it's because Jerry had a toothache and it was all this stuff. And Jerry's like, what? Oh, I mean, yeah, sure.
I mean, it's kind of true. He was talking about he wanted to get
he needed to get a tooth filled, yeah. Because he's like, but not gold, because I guess he couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's kind of a womanizer.
Yeah, he is.
He's kind of... Joe is the
scoundrel.
Worst.
Yeah.
Joe's the absolute worst. I don't like Joe.
Worst. Yeah.
And he's supposed to be the one... You're supposed to like him. He's supposed to be likable, but I just can't like him. I've watched this movie so many times, and every time I'm like, oh, God, this guy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jack Lemmon's over there, and I'm like, "Aw,
Jack,
he's so cute." So there's not a job for them there, but there is a job.
In Miami.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, you should." They're looking for a sax player and a bassist. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be perfect.
Just go talk to
talk to the guy. So they wait till the other people that are in the room with him leave.
They do big winks at each other. The two ladies.
The two ladies. They're like
big inconspicuous winks.
Yeah, it's like, how are you not catching on? You know?
Nobody would guess they're playing them.
It's like, oh yeah, you'd be perfect for it, right? Wink.
They might as well have said wink. Like, wink.
Oh my gosh. So they go in and talk to the boss, and they're like, well, we heard that you got a job for us for bassist and a sax player. And he's like, no, it's not for you.
You're not the right type.
Not the right type. And they're like, what do you mean? Come on. Why don't you want us?
I can play young.
Yeah, because they're like, you got to be like 25 or whatever. He's like, we can do that. You're not blonde. We can dye our hair. Yeah. It's like, no, you're not. They're looking for women.
Yeah.
Like, it's an all-woman band.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, don't think that's going to work.
Yeah.
So, of course, they come out and he's like, what were you trying to do? How dare you? You knew we wouldn't be able to get this job. And she's just like, well, that serves you right for standing me up.
Yeah. But Jack Lemmon's kind of like, bro, let's fake it. Yeah. We could just go undercover, man. We could do it.
Exactly. He's all for it.
Just like a woman.
And Joe's like, no, we can't do that. We've got another gig that we can go to, but it's like an hour away.
Mm-hmm. We just need a car.
We just need to be able to get there. We need a way to get there. So he's like, Nellie, so you got any plans for tonight? And she's like, no, just going to stay home all night. And he's like, oh, so you won't need your car. Can I borrow it? It's like, this jerk. Yep. And he sweet talks her into it and everything. So they head off to go get her car. Right. So yeah, they're going to get her car. It's in the garage. There are these guys playing cards in the garage, and they're like, what are you doing here? Who's there? How dare you come in here?
You. I ain't got nothing.
I don't either. You. So they're like, we're just here for Nellie's car. And they're like, okay, fine. Go ahead and do it. So he's like, we'll take 47 cents worth of gas. Yeah. Have like no money.
That'll get you 100 miles? Jeez. Yeah, there's so much like money stuff. They're like, oh, this gig will pay $12 and then we can buy. I'm like, bro.
But what? I mean, it's in 1929. It is, so,
yeah. And it's crazy. And it was funny whenever they were talking about, what could happen, about something.
What? Like, the stock market gonna crash?
Yeah. like all this other stuff that was gonna happen. Yeah. And it's like, oh no.
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is 1929. So. Yeah. And it's in February because of St. Valentine's Day massacre. Mm-hmm. So.
But I was very jealous of all the prices.
Yeah.
It's like, now I see why. They were like, I bought a house when I was 15.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, it costs $1.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
So they're waiting for the guy to finish filling up the car when another car comes in. Yeah. Just pulls in like wild, like bat out of hell kind of driving. So they hide because they're like, oh, something's about to go down. So they hide. And who is it? It's Spats.
Yeah.
He's there. And of course, Toothpick Charlie is the one that owns
cards.
The garage or whatever.
Why was she keeping her car in this, like, mob
I don't know.
Like, what is Nellie involved in?
Right? That's what I was wondering, too. Because it's like, girl, these are gangsters.
Yep.
Are you a mole and we just don't know it? But I don't know. Spats is like, you told the cops about us, so now you gotta die.
You broke my heart.
Or whatever. So he's like, okay, well, we're gonna kill you. So he shoots everybody.
Up against the wall and shoot him.
So they start shooting
Even the poor guy putting gas in the car.
Right? He wasn't doing anything wrong.
He was trying to gas cars up.
Exactly. So, of course, the gas is still, like, pumping. And they don't realize it.
Yeah.
And then it, like, I guess it just fills it up so much it falls out. And there's gas going everywhere. They look over, and of course, they see Joe and Jerry there.
Yeah, because they're sticking their heads out like fools.
It's like, what's wrong with you? Yes, they were looking the other way, but, like, hide behind the car or something,
seriously,
guys.
go under the car. I don't care.
They're the worst at hiding and, like,
bad.
running away at the wrong time.
Yeah, they really are.
They're so bad at this. Yep. It's like, you are the least sneaky people. This is like... Oh gosh, this is like Vader level of sneakiness where it's like, I can hear you breathing, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
God,
or like Harry Potter under the invisibility cloak where he's just like breathing as loud as he can.
Exactly.
It's like, come on. So yeah, they're bad at it.
Yeah. So they're about to shoot him and they take forever. He's like, all right, go ahead and shoot him.
Exactly.
All right. 1, 2,
they're like, it's going to take us like
you.
10 minutes to figure out how to shoot them. Giving Toothpick Charlie, who is still alive, enough time to try to go for the phone, which it falls over, and that gets their attention.
Distracts them long enough. Yeah.
So they shoot him again while Joe and Jerry run off.
Yeah, and they get shot at into traffic again.
Yeah.
nobody stops to look at that. But anyway, his base gets shot.
Yeah. So they did manage to get away, though. So they're still alive. They run into a store where there's a telephone booth. They're like, all right, we have no other option. We've got to get out of here. They're going to be looking for us. They know we're
Chicago.
They know we're musicians. They know we're going to be in a band at some point. So we got to get out of here. What's the best way to do that? Head to Florida dressed as women.
There you go.
So they're like, all right, well, we'll be Josephine and Geraldine.
Yeah.
Because Joe and Jerry.
Yeah. Easy to remember.
Exactly. So they show up at the train station. They're dressed as women.
Yep.
Having trouble walking in heels. I totally get it. Yeah. I don't wear heels because I can't walk in them.
They seem terrible. Apparently they had somebody come in to like show them how. I think it was a cabaret person come in to like show them how to walk in heels. But they were like, no, we don't want to actually know how to do it well. We want to look like guys trying to walk in heels.
Yeah.
So.
Because, I mean, this is the first time they've wore heels. They're not going to know how to walk in them.
Right.
So, yeah, they show up at the train station. They tell the woman in charge that, you know, they were at a conservatory for 3 years or whatever. And they get on. We
meet Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
She passes them.
She passes by.
Yeah.
And they're like, woo, look at her.
Yeah. In this shot, it's not, I mean, it's fine. But Marilyn Monroe is very pretty in this. Like, she is a smoke show. Oh, yeah. And the music reflects that anytime she's
oh my God,
on
the music.
Camera.
No.
in the first part of this movie.
The first part of this movie, anytime she's on screen, you hear, wah, 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 wah.
It's like so corny and ridiculous. I mean, even when she's like just talking in the train, she's like, so anyway,
it's like, would you stop? I don't know who's doing this music.
Give me a break, bro.
So yeah, it does that as she's walking by. So they get it on the train, or they're getting on the train, and the two people who are in charge of the band, I forgot what their name, Sweet Sue, I think is her name, the girl.
That sounds right.
And then Mr. Beanstalk. I don't know if it's Stalk or Stock. Mr. Beanstalk!
Something like that, yeah.
So, they're talking about how, the other girls are going to have to, like, be on their best behavior because we have some real ladies here. Some proper ladies. It's like, oh my gosh.
Nope.
How do you not know these are men? But, okay.
Apparently, Marilyn Monroe was like, I don't really want to play this person who can't tell that they're men.
It's like, but it's okay. hey, honey, none of them know. They're all stupid.
I mean, they don't look horrible.
No, I think they're cute. Well, I think that Daphne's cute. But.
Yeah. And like I said, I think Tony Curtis looks like Tom Hanks in this. In maybe Bosom Buddies or something.
Yeah.
For some reason.
It's a real bosom buddy situation here.
You got a real buzzy? Real buzzy boodums. Buzzy bottom situation.
Oh, man. So they go in, they introduce themselves to the other girls. They go to, they get into a little fight, and Joe accidentally rips Jerry's chest off. Yeah. So they have to go to the bathroom. Almost go in the men's room, of course. Of course. But they get into the women's room. There's Sugar. Her name is Sugar Cane.
Yeah, that's Marilyn.
But her name, she changed it because it was Sugar Kovalchik. And I'm like, I can understand why you would change that.
Sugar Cane's a ridiculous name, but I mean...
Exactly.
For showbiz.
It's a good one, yeah. So she's talking about how she always... Oh, she has this thing where she talks about she always gets the fuzzy end of the lollipop. Yeah. And I'm like, what kind of lollipops are you eating, girl?
Like, she's getting the ones that are, like, stuck in the bottom of the purse, you know, that's like your mom would pull out for church and stuff that have been in there a while.
It's like, what's the fuzzy end of it? Because I always thought that she was talking about like the stick. Yeah, but it's like I don't know. It's weird.
I was thinking of it as like sides of one of those big lollipops, where one of them might have gotten some stuff on it and the other one's fine.
I don't know, but yeah,
I don't like the saying though.
No,
like, it's not good slang.
She says it a lot.
Yeah.
But when they walk into the room, she's got her flask of booze. And she's like, yeah, all of the girls drink, but I'm the only one who ever gets in trouble for it. Yeah. She's always the one who gets caught with it, I guess. Yep. And she looks like she is like absolutely hammered. Yeah. At this point, but so girl, you might want to lay off it for a bit.
Yeah. Apparently Marilyn wasn't in good shape for this.
Probably not.
She was very difficult to work with, apparently. Yeah. But I don't know if that was because she was going through a lot of things or if that was just her personality or what, but apparently filming went like 2 months over. Oof. Cost like 50 million more, 5 million, somewhere in that range.
Oh my gosh.
More to make it.
That's a big range.
It's 5 a big to 50 range. Million. It is. But I don't know.
I would say probably 5.
Probably 5. We'll go with that. We'll lowball it. Okay. And yeah, so everybody hated her. She would do so many takes. Yeah. She would screw stuff up all the time.
I mean, I think
she was just in a bad spot.
I was gonna say, I'm sure she had a lot of times when she was in a bad spot where they were, you know, I don't know if it was like drugs that they had her on or what. Yeah. But
she was also pregnant at the time when they filmed this. So
I think she may have had several miscarriages
too. She did
have
a lot, yeah. So she's got a lot going on. So, you know, who's to really blame in this situation?
Exactly.
It was a mess all around. Yeah. But apparently Jack Lemmon really liked working with her.
Well, good. That makes me like Jack Lemmon even more.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
It's like, dang it. Stop making me like Jack Lemmon even more.
They would get real tired of standing around in heels all the time, though, waiting for her to, you know, not screw up the scene. Yeah. So they had to, like, do ice baths for their feet every night.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, rough filming.
I mean, surely they could have, like, if they weren't going to have the feet in the shot, they could have just not had them in heels.
You would think so.
I guess not. I don't know. Anyway, so she's there. She's got her little ukulele. That's what she plays in the band, and she sings. Yep. So, at their practice, they're practicing on the train. She's singing her little song. They're singing Runnin' Wild. Ditty. That's the song they're singing. Okay. And she's playing her ukulele. The boys are over there doing crazy stuff with their instruments and everything. And
apparently they're not being crazy enough or something.
Yeah, at first they weren't being crazy enough. I was like, I thought they were being pretty crazy.
They're being kind of silly.
Yeah, but...
Like, go for it, boy.
Yeah, and like... Jack Lemmon's over here, like, just turning his bass around.
Yep. Really going for it.
But, of course, while they're doing their performance, her flask falls out of her garter. Yep. And hits the ground. And they're like, oh, no, who has booze? And so, of course, they're like, whose is this? And nobody fesses up to it. And they're like, Sugar, it's got to be you. Yeah. And then I keep wanting to call him either Jack Lemmon, Jerry, or Daphne. Because it's like, dang it.
Yeah, because he changed it to Daphne instead of Geraldine.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be Geraldine.
He's like, oh, Daphne sounds better.
Yeah, so he's Daphne.
Yeah.
So Daphne just like, he's like, oh, can I just, let me just take
Could you hand me my flask,
my
please?
flask, and takes it and puts
He's like,
it.
sure, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
wait a minute.
It was yours. And they're like, you can't have that. And he's like, oh, okay. You know? So he got her out of trouble. Mm-hmm. So that night they all get in bed. Daphne has the top bunk and is like just staring out at all the women in their like half-clothed forms. And he's like, oh, this is great. I love this.
It was nice.
At one point I was like, this is a lot more risque than I thought it was, than I remembered.
I'm surprised.
Because when there was this one girl walking out and I was like, because her bra was like flesh colored, and I was like, wait a minute, oh, okay, it's a bra.
It's tough in those black and white films.
I was like, oh, okay. She has more clothes on than I thought. It's okay. So Joe, of course, has the bottom bunk, and he takes away the ladder so that Daphne cannot get out during the night.
Doesn't want to going around.
Exactly. And then like buttons the curtain too so that he can't get out. It's like, it's lights out, you go to bed. So he tries to go to bed. Sugar, in like middle of the night, Sugar gets up out of her bunk, walks over, moves the ladder over, opens Daphne's little thing, and is like, I just wanted to say thank you for, taking the fault for the whole flask thing. Yeah.
If there's any way I can repay you.
Yeah. He's like, I can think of a lot of ways.
I can think of a million ways.
So she ends up in the bunk with him because Sweet Sue gets up and walks down the train and everything. So she's trying to not get caught. And they decide that they're going to...
Jack Lemmon's just like...
Yeah, she's like, oh, you're trembling.
I'm a woman. Which, I mean, to be fair, I don't know how he didn't give himself away there.
Right?
Like, yeah... He's a better man than me.
So she's like, oh, you're trembling. Your feet are so cold. And like puts her feet on. He's like, just like, oh my God. It's like, oh, but you're so feverish. He's just having a tough time. Yeah. And they're like, she's like, well, let's have a drink to celebrate or whatever. And so she goes and gets the booze. Mm-hmm. And while she's going to get the booze, somebody else gets out of their bunk.
Yeah. Well, Daphne steals it from...
Oh, yeah, Daphne steals it from there. Yeah, but she has to go get cups.
Yes.
And so when she comes back with the cups, somebody sees her and is like, what's going on? It's like, oh, we're just having some drinks in cabin 7 or number 7 or whatever. And so they're like, party in number 7. Yeah. So like all the girls get up and one of them's like, I've got cheese and crackers. Yeah. It's like, what?
They all have booze.
They all have booze. They all have like, somebody brings like all freaking salami and everything. And they're just like all piled into Daphne's.
Making Manhattans in an ice pack thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're all just like, everybody is in that one little thing. It's like, how is this possible?
Jacqueline's like, get out, everybody.
Except for Sugar.
There's only 2 people in here. Go. And they start tickling him and stuff. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's just chaos.
I don't know how he made it out of there.
No. So Sugar's like, oh, I'll go get the ice. So she goes to get the ice, and that's when Joe gets up, because he realizes that there's a party above him, basically. And he goes into the bathroom where she's chipping the ice, and they start talking and everything, and she's like, yeah, I had to join a female band because I used to be in bands with all male members, and I always had a thing for saxophone players. And he's like, oh, saxophone players, you say? Really? He's like, well, I'm a saxophone player. And she's like, yeah, but you're a woman. It's like,
oh, okay.
So she's like, but when I go down to Florida, I'm gonna find myself a millionaire with a yacht and glasses. And he's like, okay, noted. Yep. So that's her plan. She's gonna marry a millionaire, which is funny because she's also in the movie How to Marry a Millionaire. Yep. Where she also plays a very dumb character, but
she kind of got typecast a little bit.
She kind of did, but apparently she was really smart. So, but she just played dumb so well. Yep. I don't know. Well, they take the ice back and everything. They have their little party for a while until there's just too much going on. So Daphne pulls the emergency stop and they all fall out into the floor. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was very ridiculous, but it was fun. Yeah. So they get to Florida, which is not actually Florida.
Nope.
It's California.
They're in San Diego.
Yep.
At the Hotel del Coronado. Which I went there and looked at it with my family. We drove around there, looked at it, saw the beaches and all that. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool it's a little island portion. Or peninsula. I don't know what it's called. Off San Diego there.
But in this movie, it is in Florida, and it is called the Seminole Ritz.
Mm-hmm. Apparently there are like a lot of Seminole things like that.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. So they get there. Daphne says, "Oh, Sugar, I can carry your ukulele for you." And starts, has the ukulele, has his bass, and then Joe's like, "Oh, and here's my saxophone." Just like throws everything at him.
Hey, thanks, Daphne.
It's like, okay, cool. So they go off together. Daphne starts walking up to the hotel, and that's when Osgood Fielding the Third sees her.
She
for
loses
the first
her
time.
Shoe, and he's like, "Let me help you, ma'am."
So puts her shoe back on for her, and he's like, "I'm Osgood Fielding the Third," and she's like, "I'm Cinderella the Second," because of the shoe thing, which is cute.
Yeah,
and he is just like in love with her immediately.
Yeah, instant love.
Yep, and he's been married several times, and divorced several times.
Yep.
But
apparently rich.
He's
got
looking.
a yacht.
Yeah, he's looking for that next wife.
Yep.
And he wants it to be a Daphne. So he gets a little fresh with her in the elevator, pinches her butt.
Yep.
She's like,
no. Not that kind of girl.
No. How dare you?
Which I don't understand why it like went up to the second and a half floor, stopped apparently
and then came
when he
back
pinched
down.
her, then came back down. I was
and
like,
then she's
why?
Yeah, and then she gets off the elevator with all of her stuff and walks up the stairs. It's like you should just gone on up
gone there
to the floor and then gotten off there and
at least
slapped
at the
him
second
or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of having to walk all the way up.
Yep.
Anyway, so Joe has stolen Mr. Beanstalk's luggage and his glasses.
Yeah.
And they're rooming. Joe and Jerry, of course, are rooming together. And Sugar is across the hall with another woman.
Yep.
Who keeps telling this joke about a one-legged jockey.
Yeah.
Who rides side saddle.
Still don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So, Sugar comes in and is like, "We're going to the beach. Do you girls want to go?" And Daphne's like, "Oh, yeah, sure."
Yeah, we're going swimming. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, but I don't have anything to wear." And Sugar's like, "It's okay, neither do I." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm definitely in."
They're going to rent suits, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. So they go off, and Joe's like, "No, I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to take a bath." Mm-hmm. And so they leave without him.
Yeah.
They go down to the beach. They're just splashing in the water.
Yep. Having a good old time.
Yep. Horsing around. And here comes Joe dressed as a millionaire.
Yep.
In his...
huge, thick glasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coke bottle glasses.
Got his old beach chair.
Yeah.
And his sailor hat.
Well, he takes the beach chair because it was some woman was at the beach chair with her kid.
Oh, that's right.
Who had been collecting shells. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Okay, well, I'm going." And the kid's like, "No, I want to stay longer." And he's like, "Beat it, kid." And he runs off crying. So he takes the chair. And he's just sitting there with his copy of the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
And the girls start playing with a beach ball. Mm-hmm. And somebody throws it really far and it goes past Joe.
Yeah. So weird game they were playing.
Yeah, it was.
It was like Duck, Duck, Goose, but with a ball.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Sugar runs after it, of course. And he just trips her
straight up.
Straight up trips her. And she falls and she gets up and he helps her and he's like, "Oh, let me help you with that."
And he's doing a weird accent.
A weird accent.
Apparently he modeled off of Clark Gable, maybe?
Probably Cary Grant. It sounds very Cary Grant-ish.
Yeah, maybe Cary Grant.
Yeah.
And Cary Grant didn't really like it. It's like, I don't talk like that.
Yeah, because Cary Grant's like, "I don't talk like that." I mean, that sounded a little more Cockney than it, but yeah.
I say Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins!
I don't talk like that.
I can't do the voice.
I can't either, obviously.
So anyway, they're talking and everything, and he basically tells her that he's the owner of Shell Oil.
Yeah. He's got a yacht. He's super rich.
Yep, he's got a yacht, but it's not like too big of a yacht,
Yeah.
It's a standard size yacht.
That's right.
So he's real rich, and he's single, of course, because she's like, "Oh, who's back on the yacht waiting for you? Your wife?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Well, who makes your cocktails? Your wife?" "No." He's like, "If you're asking if I'm single, then I am." So she's like, "Oh, okay." And she starts pretending like she's a society girl who went to conservatory for music. Says the exact same conservatory that Joe and Jerry said they went to. Yeah, he's like, this sounds familiar.
At least we're all lying here.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, she's lying to him. He's lying to her. So I guess that makes everything fine.
That's love right there.
Anyway, so the girls are ready to go back inside. So Jerry goes to get sugar and sees Joe. And it's like,
we should go tell Josephine about this.
We need to tell Josephine about it.
We need to run.
We need to go right now and get up there as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
So, and of course, when they meet, she says something about, Daphne is a Vassar girl. And he's like, oh, I heard about a girl at Vassar who told on her roommate and was found strangled with her own brassiere.
Yep.
And he's like, okay. Threaten me. How dare you?
Yeah.
So yeah, Daphne and Sugar run off to go tell Josephine about whatever. And he's like, oh crap, I gotta go. So they get back to the hotel room and they're like, oh, Josephine isn't here. How weird.
Yep.
And then they hear somebody singing in the bathtub. It's Josephine. Josephine's in the bath.
I don't know how that could got there.
I don't know.
It doesn't. It doesn't compute with me. Even if he crawled up the side, it's still.
Yeah, that would take a lot, and he had to have gone into the bathroom window.
Yeah.
To get in
Which
there.
I didn't even see a bathroom window.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah.
But yeah, he's in there with his wig on and everything, but bubbles just all over everything.
Everywhere, except his head.
Except his head, exactly. So she's like, oh my gosh, I met this guy and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, well, that's great. And then she leaves, and he gets out of the bath, and he's still wearing the suit and everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, you better not tell her that it's me, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, fine. Osgood calls from the yacht. It's a ship-to-shore call.
Yep.
And want to talk to Daphne. Of course, Josephine is one who answers. And he's like, Daphne, it's for you. He wants to invite Daphne onto his yacht.
Yes, he wants to set up a date.
Exactly. He's like, I'm going to bring you to my yacht. We're going to have cold pheasant and champagne. It's going to be great.
Cold pheasant.
None of my servants will be here because I'm giving them the night off. It's going to be great. So be ready to go after your show tonight. So he's like, fine. He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it. But
Joe wants him to go. He's like, well, I don't want you to go there, but make a day with him.
Yeah, make a day with him.
I can slip over to the yacht.
Yeah, because
take her out on it.
Exactly, because he's like, well, you don't have to go to the yacht. Because he's like, I don't want to go out to his yacht with him. And he's like, don't worry about it. You don't have to. You keep him here. I'll go to his yacht and take Sugar out there.
Exactly.
So that's the plan, because Daphne gets seasick.
Yes.
So can't go out to the yacht. So that's the whole thing. That's the plan. So after the show, they all head out on their dates. Joe has to run up real quick, put on his clothes, get onto, like, shimmy down the drain pipe, basically, get on a bicycle and meet her at the dock. And
during the show, Marilyn Monroe sings that Betty Boop song, pretty much.
It's,
boop, boop,
it's I Want to Be Loved by You.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, they're running after that. I don't know. That's all there was. Oh, she's wearing a ridiculous dress too.
Her dress.
Like,
there are like two dresses she wears in this, and it's like that is just barely covering.
Yeah. What we want to show here is boobs. That's what we're interested in. So we're gonna put you in this dress.
We're gonna have
showcase your boobs.
We're gonna have a little applique just in this one area,
a little bottom area,
just to cover the nips.
Keep it classy.
Everything else is gonna be completely exposed. And there's two dresses like that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This poor woman.
So this movie's like a 10 out of 10 for me if I had to rate it.
Just for Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, did I do that too soon? Anyway.
10 out of 10 for me too, but just for Jack Lemmon.
Yeah, me too.
Love it.
Yeah.
So he meets her at the dock. And he's in the boat, and she comes down there. He forgets his earrings are still in at one point. He has to take them off real quick. And
I thought that was good. I thought she was going to say them. And you have to make up something.
No, he
remembered the last second.
He saw it, or he figured it out before she could see. So she gets down there, and he can't figure out how the boat works.
Yeah, he can barely turn it on.
He does manage to get it turned on, and he can get it in reverse, but he can't go forward. So he has to reverse them all the way back to the yacht.
Which is pretty impressive to park it in reverse. reverse.
He does it.
Yeah.
He gets them there. They get onto the boat. He doesn't know where anything is, of course, on the yacht.
They're like, where do you think
that the food would be?
Champagne would be.
Exactly. So she finds it, and he's like, oh, yes, on Thursdays they do it in the small lounge or whatever.
Yeah.
So they go in there, pop the champagne, they start drinking, and
he eats some cold pheasant.
Yeah, and he tells her that he can't, that he's what does he say?
Basically he doesn't feel anything.
Yeah, he can't fall in love or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he was in love once when he was in college.
Yes.
When he was in Princeton.
Right.
And his girlfriend was also in Princeton. And they both had glasses. And they went to the Grand Canyon together, and they took their glasses off to kiss. And she fell into the Grand Canyon.
Stupid. That's such an insane story.
And they brought her out 3 hours later on the back of a donkey.
It's so insane.
And he's never been able to fall in love since.
I've seen so many doctors, they can't figure it out.
And he's kissed all these different types of women, and just none of it just
never
doesn't do
sparks anything.
And so she's like, oh, well, maybe it'll spark something if I kiss you.
Yeah.
So she just keeps kissing him, just trying her hardest. And he's just like, nope, don't feel anything. Let me just...
His legs are like lifting up and stuff.
Let me just take this tie off.
Nope, nothing.
Don't feel a thing. I'm not sweating or anything.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, but your glasses are starting to fog up. I think it might be working. So all of this is happening on the boat. Mm-hmm. She's just making out with him like crazy, trying to get him to feel anything. And he's like, I think I might have felt a tingle in my toes. Yeah. And then meanwhile, Daphne is out with Osgood, dancing the night away.
Yeah, they're tangoing like crazy. He's leading.
Yeah, Daphne's leading. He's like, Osgood's like, you're leading again. He's like, oh, sorry.
They seem to be having a good time.
Yep. It's cute.
Yep.
So, I guess the nights go well for both of them.
They both end up back at the room.
Yep. He takes her back to the hotel and has to reverse back, of course.
Of course.
And they walk away just as Osgood is coming from his date and puts it in drive and does not have to reverse it all the way back. Yep. So he heads off, and Joe gets back up and gets back to the room, and Jerry is there. He's dancing.
He's got maracas. He's having a good time. He's very happy.
He's like, well, Osgood and I are going to get married.
Yeah, we're engaged.
We're engaged. And Joe's like, I can see a few ways that this could go wrong. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you're a man. Yeah. He's like, so? Yeah. It's like, he doesn't have to know that. We can get married, and then
we'll get it annulled.
I'll tell him that I'm a man. We'll get annulled. I'll get a nice paycheck out of this.
I'll get alimony every month.
Exactly. So he's like, it's going to work out. It's going to be fine. And he's like, no.
That's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea, bro. Bro, no, don't do that.
But he seems very happy about it. Daphne does.
Yeah, Daphne seems pretty happy.
Yeah.
So then the next day, because of course there hasn't been a lot of conflict, in the movie. Yeah. But the next day, who shows up?
Uh-oh.
But Spats.
Yeah, because
Columbo's here.
They're in for the Italian opera.
Friends of Italian Opera convention, which is basically just a gangster convention. Yeah, real weird, and it just happens.
What a coincidence!
At the same hotel where they are.
Yeah, it's like okay.
Oh man! So they come down and they see the gangsters there, and they're like, "Oh crap, we got to get out of here." Mm-hmm. So they've got to go up and get their stuff. Fortunately, the gangsters get in the elevator with them. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you look familiar. Have you ever been to Chicago? And Daphne's like, I wouldn't be caught dead in Chicago. And they see the room number on their key, so they know where the room is. And it's like, crap, we've definitely got to get out of here now before they show up at our room. Yeah. So they go in, they start packing.
And the gangsters are also... They've got a little issue going on that... What was the big boss's name?
His name was Little Bonaparte.
Little Bonaparte. And he was friends with Toothpick Charlie. They were like in boys' choir together or something.
Exactly.
So he might be a little mad at him.
Yep.
So they're like, just be cool.
Yeah.
Baby.
So they're like, well, we'll figure out what to do about that later. So unfortunately, Joe and Jerry are going to have to leave, which means Daphne's not going to get to marry Osgood.
Yeah.
But Osgood gave her this beautiful diamond bracelet. And she's like, I guess I'm going to have to give it back now. Yeah. Guess I'm going to have to give it back. So, yeah, some orchids. And Joe's like, oh, crap, I should probably say goodbye to Sugar. So he calls her and pretends to be shipped ashore, of course. And tells her that he has to leave. His dad wants him to go to South America, so he's got to leave now. And they're going to be doing a merger with Venezuela Oil. And the merger also includes a marriage between him and the Venezuelan oil
their daughter,
the guy who owns it, his daughter. And she's like, oh, that kind of merger. And he's like, but I sent flowers to you, did you get it? And he puts the bracelet in with the orchid and pushes it out the door to her door, and her roommate opens it and takes it to her, and of course it's got the bracelet in it. And she's like, oh my goodness, wow.
Yeah.
So he's like, it's a little gift for you, and he's like, I just wanted to say goodbye. And so she's all sad about it. And she's like, well, I guess I'll invest in Venezuela oil. You know, it's like, and he's like, that's a good idea. And I'm like,
great idea.
No, maybe not. Stop it.
Yeah.
Don't give her advice about that, because what if she actually does it and it's a bad idea?
Yeah.
Stop it. Yeah. So they're like, all right, now that that's all taken care of, we have to get out of here.
Yeah, and she actually goes in their room to complain and stuff.
Yeah, she goes into the room because she's like, where's that booze? And takes the hot water bottle that still got booze in it, I guess.
She apparently had a big problem pulling off that line, so they had to put the lines on the drawers for her. Goodness. And she kept opening the wrong drawer, so they had to put on every drawer.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's having a tough time with this one.
So anyway, she takes the booze and everything, and she's like, I'll bring it back when I'm done, and leaves. And so they've got all of their stuff packed up. They head out, shimmy down again, and because they can't take the elevator, because what if the gangsters see them?
Right.
Unfortunately, where they shimmy down just happens to be the balcony
where the gangsters are. Underneath them, yeah.
And so they're like, wait a minute, that's those girls from the elevator. And then they notice that the gangsters see them, so they shimmy down the rest of the way. Yeah, they try to get out of there and leave the base there. Exactly. So Spats gets out there, and he notices that there are bullet holes in the base. He's like, it's the two musicians from Chicago.
Right.
We found them. So they all start going after them. They dress up.
It was like a bellhop and a wheelchair dude who's been around.
Yes. Because he got pulled out of the elevator at one point. Was like, oh!
Yeah, he was so acting like crazy.
Arms flailing.
Oh, we didn't mention that there's a really creepy bellhop.
Oh gosh, that bellhop
has he's really hitting on Joe, and he's like, well, I've got a master key or whatever. I'll be in your room later. Ew. It's like, bro, what?
And he does show up later too. And it's like, get out of here,
sir.
That's just gross.
Yeah, he looks like alfalfa.
It's like, you do not need a key to every room in this place.
Yeah, you definitely don't need one.
No. So anyway, so they get off the elevator as the old man in the wheelchair and the bellhop, and they're walking around. And of course, Jerry did not take his heels off.
Neither of them did. They still both had heels on. Oh my gosh. Like, why would you not change shoes too?
So like, Jerry's in the bellhop uniform, just walking around on heels, and they notice it, and they're like, "Oh, it's the two dames." So they start chasing them. There's this little chase scene.
Big chase scene. Yeah.
They end up going through the kitchen at one point, where they have this big cake for Spats, actually, for his birthday. It's like interesting. And then they go into the convention hall, basically, where it's all set up. All the tables are set up for the in
like a U.
Yeah, for like the opera lovers thing, Friends of the Opera, whatever. Right. And the doors start open. The doors start open, and so they have to hide quickly, and they get under the table. And who sits right where they are? It's Spats. You can tell because of his spats.
Yeah.
So little Bonaparte's there. They have like a moment of silence or whatever for Toothpick Charlie. And Spats and his gang don't want to stand up. Yeah. But he's like, he makes them stand up.
Stand up.
Exactly. And then he's talking about, I'm going to be retiring soon, so I'm going to need somebody to take over Because you find out that he voted himself in as president, basically, of this whole thing.
It was when I was voted in by myself as leader of this.
As president of this club or whatever. It's like, okay. So he's like, so somebody's going to have to take over. And I think it would be good if our representative from Chicago steps up for this or whatever. And to show that I have no hard feelings, we've got a nice little surprise for you. Yeah. It's a birthday cake. Yep. He's like, my birthday's not for 4 months. Yeah. It was like, okay, you don't find this suspicious.
Call it an early present, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. So they wheel in this cake and they're singing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. Mm-hmm. And at the very last line of it, the guy pops out of the cake.
Edward G. Robinson.
Jr.
I
think it was Junior.
I think so.
Because it definitely wasn't.
It wasn't Senior.
Wasn't Senior. And just mows him down.
Yeah.
He's like, but my Tommy gun don't.
I would hate to be the guy right next to them. Like,
It's like, oh God.
Don't shoot me, I'm not with him.
It's like, I'm just going to leave this chair open and scoot over a little bit.
Can y'all scooch a little bit?
Exactly. I'd be like hitting the deck. I'd be like, out of here. So Spats and all of his crew are dead now. Mm-hmm. And
Joe and Jerry pick this time.
Oh, wait. My favorite part, though, is that Spats was still not dead. Uh-huh. And you can hear a few more rounds shot, but you don't see him get hit by anything.
Like nothing really happens, but he grabs his chest anyway.
He grabs his chest and falls. It's like, I think he had a heart attack or something.
It scared him.
It definitely was not a shot.
They shot over his head. It was like, oh.
So yeah, but then Joe and Jerry decide that this is the perfect time to get out from under the table and run. And it's like,
insane.
Why did you do this? Just wait till everybody leaves the room. That's all you had to do, and you would have gotten away with no problems.
Because they knew that they were there because the new Spats was chasing them. He's like, you lost them twice?
Exactly.
So yeah, and they just,
it's so
bad. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they take off anyway. They get out there. They're like, all right. Joe tells Jerry, call Osgood. You're going to elope with Osgood. We're going to use his yacht to escape. We're going to get out of here that way because they're going to be watching all the train stations and everything. They ran up to their room and they were wearing the bellhop and the old guy's outfits.
Yeah, it doesn't show.
Yeah, they ran up so fast. They ran
up the stairs.
Got changed into women's clothes, came back down.
Yeah.
In like nothing.
No time at all.
They're very good at this.
Yes, they're amazing at this.
And then, they give that Osgood a call.
Yeah, so while Jerry is calling Osgood, Joe happens to hear Sugar singing because the band is doing their show or whatever. Yep. She's singing this sad song and everything.
She'll never love
again. He goes up to her after she finishes singing, and he just kisses her.
Yeah, he's like, don't do that, Sugar.
But he's still Josephine. Yeah. He still dresses Josephine. She's like, Josephine?
And one of the mob guys sees him and is like, that's no dame, or something like that.
Something like that. So they're still being chased. They run out to the pier where Osgood is waiting. Sugar follows them, jumps on a bike and gets out there. So Osgood, meets up with Daphne, and he's like, this is Josephine, my bridesmaid.
Yeah.
And so they all get on the boat, and here comes Sugar, and he's like, another bridesmaid? And he's like, flower girl. Yeah. So they go off together. They all escape. They're going to the yacht. And, of course, Joe and Sugar have to talk a little bit. So he's like, I'm not a millionaire. I'm just a saxophone player.
I lied
it's
to you.
The same thing that you've always gotten yourself into.
You deserve better than me.
Exactly. And she's like, oh, well.
I kiss you now.
I don't care, Yeah. So, sure, I guess that's...
I guess she said something about him telling her not to be with him or something. Maybe trying to protect her or whatever. And so I guess she liked that. I don't know. The other saxophonist wouldn't have done that or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. He's still garbage.
Yeah, he's pretty garbage. Exactly.
But whatever.
But I mean, at least he didn't run out on her.
Yeah.
As the millionaire, he just he did try to help her out and tell her that he was leaving.
Yeah.
Whereas usually she would just wake up and they'd be gone. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or come home and they're gone. So then, of course, Daphne and Osgood have their little talk where he's like, I can't marry you, Osgood. And he's like, why? No, we can get married. Mother says it's fine, I told her and she's cool with it.
Yeah.
He's like, but I'm not a real blonde. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, I smoke all the time. He's like, that doesn't matter. He's like, I forget. There's something else he says, and then he goes,
I don't remember.
I can never have children. He's like, that's okay. We can adopt.
We'll adopt. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He just wants to marry
anything.
Her. Exactly. And then finally he goes, Osgood, and rips off his wig and he's like, I'm a man. And he's like, well, nobody's perfect. Yeah. And he's just like, what?
Okay. Can't believe it. Yeah, and that's been voted as like one of the top movie lines in history.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good line at the end, yeah. Apparently it wasn't even supposed to like be the line. But it was kind of like a placeholder and they just never had anything else. So.
But it's so good.
It is good. It's a good ending.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
this was a good movie.
It's fun.
We didn't talk about the credit scene when Spats comes back and is met by Heimdall and Valhalla.
Shut up.
No.
And he's like, you died in battle. You were a hero.
Here are your spats that will never get dirty.
Oh man.
But yeah, it was funny, a lot, very funny movie. Mm-hmm. I was worried that it was going to be a little homophobic and stuff, but it really wasn't that bad. No. Honestly, there were like maybe a couple of things, but really not. It was just funny, and it was that Jack Lemmon's great.
Right.
And I could watch him just do that all day. Marilyn Monroe wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad. Tony Curtis was interesting. I really liked it. I'm glad I watched it.
Good.
Yeah, for sure. I can see why it'd be somebody's favorite movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
I respect people whose favorite movie this is. And I wish them a happy birthday. Oh, Wilson doesn't agree. So you still like it after this? I don't know which viewing this is for you.
Oh, I don't know what viewing it is either. I've probably seen it, I would say probably about 10 times.
When's the last time you saw it?
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Probably a decade or so.
Because we were pretty tired and we were a little worried about going into it.
Yeah, because I was like, oh man, I'm tired. I'm going to fall asleep during this. I'm sorry if I do, but it's okay. I've seen it before, so I think I can probably talk about it. And then it got started and I was like, yeah, I can't fall asleep. This is too good. It's too fun.
It's fun. It keeps your interest for sure.
Yeah, it definitely kept me awake.
Yeah, because that's always my worry in like old movies. Like they can be a little slow at times. Yeah. Especially like musicals. They'll do like long drawn out songs where it's like,
oh my gosh. Okay.
But this wasn't. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, that's like my favorite musical is probably Singing in the Rain. Yeah. But there's one sequence in there where it's like the Broadway ballet or something like that. I'm just like, can I fast forward this?
Yeah.
Is this sacrilegious if I fast forward this?
Yeah.
But yeah. But this doesn't really have any of that.
No.
It seems it's pretty fast paced. It's,
Yeah. And it's funny. Mm-hmm. It keeps you entertained.
Yep.
I liked it a lot.
Good.
So. All right. So we were thinking about snacks and you were looking around and you had a very good idea. We watched Some Like It Hot.
So we wanted something that might be kind of hot.
Mm-hmm. A little spicy. Yeah. And then we also watched She-Hulk.
Yeah. And I was like, in She-Hulk, they're sitting there eating Flamin Hot Cheetos. Or I think it was Flamin Hot Cheetos.
I think it was.
With chopsticks.
Yep.
Flamin Hot Cheetos.
Yep.
Some Like It Hot.
Perfect.
It all fits together. So we got some Flamin Hot Cheetos. Mm-hmm. And we also have some chopsticks to try on.
We do. We are going to give it a shot. Neither of us is very good with chopsticks, but we're going to see how it goes.
Nope. Like growing up, I never really ate a lot of Chinese food or anything.
I ate a lot of Chinese food, but never with chopsticks.
And I never ate it with chopsticks.
Yeah.
I've tried eating with chopsticks before, and it's usually a disaster.
Funny enough, whenever we were in San Diego, we stopped and got sushi. Mm-hmm. My mom wanted to try sushi. And I got like some kind of bowl, like a sweet and sour chicken or something bowl. Okay. And I used chopsticks there. So, and that's where I kind of worked on it. That was like the first time I ever successfully used chopsticks. Mm-hmm. It wasn't great, but I tried. But
I bought some chopsticks.
You have so many chopsticks now.
I have like 50 things of chopsticks.
It's like $2 for like a ton of them.
Oh my gosh. It was only $2. Yeah. But we had to walk all the way to the opposite end of Target.
We had to go.
Why don't they have these these are an eating utensil.
Yeah.
They didn't have them with, like, forks and spoons and stuff. Yeah. It's like, no, we're going to have them all the way over here next to the blenders.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah, it was so weird. Yeah. So anytime you, like, make anything even close to Asian, we're going to have to use chopsticks.
That's fine.
Get good at it.
I can try it.
Yep. So let's give it a shot, I guess. You've never had Flamin' Hot Cheetos, have you?
I have not. I do like regular Cheetos.
Yeah.
I'm not that big on, like, spicy stuff.
Yeah.
So I've never tried them, but I know a lot of people just absolutely love them.
Yeah. Growing up, like, all my friends really loved all this Flamin' Hot stuff, and I was never really that into it. Mm-hmm. They would always get, like, those Andy Capp's hot fries.
Yeah,
and all
I've had those before, don't like them.
And I'm like, it's just, I don't enjoy it. I've had Flamin' Hot Cheetos. They're fine. We'll see. I think they're better than I thought they'd be.
Okay.
But I think I prefer the ones with, like, lime.
Ooh, yeah, the Flamin' Hot lime ones.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I'm pretty sure that the picture of... What's his face? I was just talking about.
Oscar Isaac?
I'm pretty sure that the picture of Oscar Isaac, he has the lime ones.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what he's eating. So.
I think they're better. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be like, oh, man, this is actually the best thing I've ever had.
Yeah, sure.
Probably not. All right. Got my chopsticks at the ready.
All right, I'm going to open the bag. They are violently red.
They're so red, yeah. You really don't want to eat them with your fingers. Unless you want red fingers. Mm-hmm. You or me first.
I got to figure out how to work the chopsticks, so you might want to try it first.
Oh
my God.
Can't do it. It's so difficult.
You got one.
Don't move. Don't move.
No, I can't get one.
It's so hard. Chopsticks are so difficult.
Got it.
All right. Here we go. The thing with these Flamin' Hots is really, like, just eating that one's not too bad. Mm-hmm. Once you start eating more, it, like, builds up on you.
Yeah.
My fingers are nice and clean.
That's true.
I'm frustrated, but I'm clean.
It's like, if I knew how to work chopsticks better, then I think that I would like this method.
Yes.
I think I might be getting the hang of it, though. I mean, it looks good when I'm just holding it without trying to get anything. Mm-hmm. But as soon as I try to pick something up, I'm like, why aren't these working right?
I completely lost it. Can't.
This is how I have mine, in case you want to try it that way.
That's probably how you should do it.
Because I know, like, the bottom one is not supposed to move at all, so...
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're not bad. I don't think I prefer them over regular Cheetos.
I like regular Cheetos better.
Mm-hmm. But I do like the lime one. Mm-hmm. I like lime-flavored chips and stuff, so...
Yeah, I bet the lime ones would be pretty good. I think I'm getting the hang of this chopstick.
I think you're doing pretty good.
I got that one in, like, no time, man.
Yep. Let me see. Maybe I need to...
There we go. Oh, a little one, too.
Oh, getting cocky over there.
Next thing we know, I'm going to be, like, catching flies with this. I'm going to be karate kidding it all up in there. Ridiculous. It's turning the end of the chopsticks red.
Yeah, better it than me.
Exactly. Whew, I'm starting to feel that spice, though.
Yeah, starting to sweat a little bit.
I don't have anything to drink, so...
They also have extra hot.
Oh, yeah, I do not want those. Mm-hmm. These aren't too hot. Mm-hmm. I can deal with these.
Yeah.
Anything more than this, I'm going to be like, mm-mm.
Yeah, it just seems like torture at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm just going to have indigestion later.
That's like all these people who are like, let's try the hottest pepper that you can. Let's get this like 24 million Scoville pepper or whatever. It's like, I'll take a jalapeno, thank you.
Exactly.
I'm like, I might be able to take a habanero, but...
Got it on my shirt.
I see that.
All right. What are we rating at?
I'm getting really good at this. What the heck?
I think your method's good.
What am I rating it?
I've got red on me.
You've got red on you. I think I'm going to go with a 6.
Nice.
Because, I mean, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
And if I wanted something spicy, sure.
I'm trying to think what I would rate normal Cheetos and then back it off a little.
Okay. See, I would rate normal Cheetos probably an 8.
Really? I really like Cheetos. I might go... I think 6 is good.
Okay.
I think that's a good rating.
Now, cheese puffs.
I like cheese puffs.
I would probably rate a 10.
Really? You like those more?
Cheese puffs.
I gotta be... It's like a certain mood. I like cheese puffs a lot.
Mm-hmm. It might be a 9, but it's up there.
Yeah. But sometimes I do want that just solid crunch of a Cheeto. Cheeto, you do it right. You're good at what you do. I respect you. Chester, thank you.
I'm going to rate the chopstick experience. Well, since I'm doing so well with it right now, I'm going to rate it.
That's a 10, baby. Yeah, I mean, it's just,
what the heck?
it's my own ineptitude. It's not the chopsticks' fault. So I can't really fault it for anything. So if you're good with chopsticks, that's awesome.
My hand's cramping right now, but...
Yeah, I put mine down because I was done. But...
It's probably not supposed to cramp.
Probably not.
I'm sure if I used it more, it would be like, it's no problem.
Get your hands used to it. Well, what kind of Cheetos do you like? Do you like the Flamin' Hot? Are you an extra Flamin' Hot? Are you crazy?
Are you a fan of Chester Cheetos?
Yeah. How good are you with chopsticks? And what do you think of She-Hulk? Let us know on Twitter at HavingFunCast and on Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or you can send us an email at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Yeah. I almost said, because I'm looking right at the Cheetos social media. I nearly said their social media.
It's like, or you can go to Chester
Cheetos. Anyway, go out, have fun, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.